Hey everybody, hope you're doing great. My last Coach's Corner, I was talking about protecting your time, blocking out your time. If you're getting pulled into too many meetings, it can suck the life out of you. But not only that, it usually causes us to bleed over so that we lose more and more of our personal life and we end up working more and more, which I don't think is a great long-term plan. I don't think it's very healthy for us. So I wanted to give you a couple of pointers that we use to help clients have more effective meetings. Maybe some of these will help you. Maybe you're already doing some of them. And if so, I hope they're working for you. I'd love to hear about it. But what we teach our clients is if you're going to schedule a meeting, then make it part of your culture that you have to have a topic that is very specific and a deliverable in the subject line of the meeting. For example, I'm going to have a meeting about the new logo. So the topic is new logo. Deliverable is choosing from the 3 options included in the invite. So instead of having maybe an hour meeting, an hour-long meeting debating it, if you can send out the pre-work beforehand and ask people to look at it, with the expectations that they need to come in, and the point of the meeting is to actually pick the logo that you're going to use. Oftentimes you can take a 1-hour meeting and turn it into a 15-minute meeting. You may have heard the saying, it's one of my favorites, I don't need to know how to build a watch, I just want to know what time it is. So the other thing that we work on people is to be very specific and succinct. We've sat in on meetings, when we're doing live coaching, and it's like we've got to tell you the history of the world before we get to the topic that we're talking to. And we always laugh, at the beginning of the meeting, it's like, in the beginning there was darkness, and we're like, hey, do we need to go that far back? So encouraging your people to be succinct. And while it may hurt some people's feelings, feelings kind of don't matter a whole lot in this case, because if somebody starts rambling and telling you a story about the conversation that they had 3 months ago that led to this, that led to that finally got you to this meeting, say, hey, Joe, that's awesome, man, but let's get to the point of the meeting. The topic that you sent out was X and your deliverable was Y. Let's talk about those things. So forcing people to be very succinct and to the point, which is not normal for a lot of people. And then finally, making sure that there are clear and specific action items. I've worked with clients where they'll have an hour-long meeting, and at the end of it, it's just the meeting is over and people start leaving. And it's like, all right, guys, hold on, time out. What did we decide to do? What are we going to do as a result of this meeting that we just had? So those 3 things, being very specific about the topic. Number 2, what is the actual deliverable from the meeting? Why am I showing up to this meeting? Why am I giving you my calendar here? What am I going to do? What are we going to accomplish? And then number 3, making sure that there's specific actionable items that are detailed, and there's a time frame and who owns it, and all of those things are all wrapped up at the end of the meeting. One little bonus thought, start having stand-up meetings. People get comfortable in the chairs and it gets fun, and we just start talking, and pretty soon we're an hour into it. If things are going great and there's no sense of urgency in the organization and you're feeling lonely and you want to have an hour-long meeting, that's great. But please recognize that a lot of people, most people, would rather be more productive and leave early than have an hour-long meeting and have to stay longer in the day or come in earlier during the day. So for what it's worth, I hope it helps. If you're doing other things that are working, I would love to hear about them. Thanks.